1. In an isolated remote position, torturers operators prepare to attack. 2. Each operator chooses a microphone and consequently a channel on which they shout and speak whatever they want to satisfy their histrionic desires and reach the target's mind using bad language. 3. The computer processes each voice channel according to the programming previously configured in the system. 4. An antenna sends the content transmission to a satellite, or adjacent antennas, depending on the position of the target. 5. The satellite relays the attack to the target's position. 6. The target is hit by the blast, the microwave pulse, causing enormous emotional and physical pain and confusion, which degrades their mental health. The words that passed through the MKTECH channels are present in the content that was demodulated in the mind. As they open a direct channel with the target's brain transmitting any type of auditory content in a continuous and systematic way, the audio sent by the operators may contain effects created in sound editing programs or something more rustic and older, however, equally effective. To mechanically create sound design without using electronic devices to generate sound effects, for example, a person using a megaphone or stadium horns, cupping their hands around their mouths and shouting, animal steps, boot steps, falling iron bars, saw or construction material noises, repetitive music and so on. The echo of the place where the sound is being produced is always captured and sent, which promotes more realism using the methodology of sound design of old movies, before the digital era, with improvised instruments and available materials. The sky is the limit for creating increasingly disturbing sounds. Despite being a technology created in the mid-60s, it was only at the beginning of this century that the mass experiments involving mind hacks increased and are still in the execution phase regarding long-term consequences for the victim's brain and, as a result, their behavior through this torment. What is happening regarding the use of psychotronic weapons, like the V2K, is going to be clearer in the next chapters. Unfortunately, something in the past that was classified as science fiction today has become a sad and distressing reality. Among the various techniques used to achieve and measure the interaction of the microwave voice in the target's brain, take this event as an example. Imagine walking down the street normally, a common activity for most people. Suddenly, a repetitive instrumental background music starts playing, and it is accompanied by a sensation that seems to be generated in the back of your head. With each step taken, the music is repeatedly triggered and synchronized with your walking. This type of attack occurs constantly in the target's lives, driving them insane. And to make matters worse, the harmful effects of this technology end up reflecting on the individual's behavior and social interaction. If they tried to talk about it, to open up with close friends or family, they will immediately be considered mentally ill or advised to seek mental health treatment in 99% of the cases in which they mention strange voices or that particular song they're hearing everywhere. And all of this regardless of the degree of intimacy and the level of relationship that the target has reached with the person. After all, this fact is automatically associated with mental disorders, as well as with the total lack of knowledge of the general public about this technology. 2.2.3 How is the microwave voice demodulated by the brain? The signals follow the set of frequencies that are exclusive to the target. Other people don't hear the microwave sounds intended for the victim. This reinforces the target's erratic behavior towards their relatives or close friends, as the signal is only demodulated when it encounters the numerical characteristics measured in their neural biometrics that was previously mapped before the attack started. How the target's brain becomes unique is going to be covered later in the book, Chapter 3.1. The audio resulting from the demodulation of the microwave signal projects audible sounds captured by their inner ear that are propagated by bone conduction and natural resonance of the neurocranium. This is how V2K evolved, from a microwave pulse that produced a small click in the brain to a profound violation of human rights, capable of performing unimaginable bad deeds in people's minds, something we've only seen in science fiction movies. The dominant and despicable characteristics of this weapon are a problem for the whole society, as they directly attack the creation of abstract and logical thinking, attention, memory and sleep. It completely distorts the cognition, mind and behavior of a person who becomes unintentionally and deliberately targeted by others. Another serious problem is the level of implementation that has been carried out over 50 years, reaching a degree of sophistication. Today it has become one of the most impressive and devastating weapons within the MKTECH system, and that's not the end of it. The current version of the microwave voice used today has several improvements over its predecessor, with emphasis on a peculiar feature. It makes the microwave voice blend in with all the sounds around the target. It creates the impression of acquiring the sound characteristic of the environment, thus managing to deceive the brain and making it impossible for the individual to locate the radiation source. It produces the terrifying effect known as sound inside a sound, or voice within noise, voice within another sound. This is going to be discussed more deeply in the next chapters. The technology alone just sends sounds, voices, music, noises, of all types to the human auditory cortex and activates vocalized thought, mimicking the internal voice. It starts to confuse the targeted individual, because now there are several internal voices talking to the brain without the victim being able to block them or turn them off. Several voices of the mind, or vocalized thoughts, are simulating schizophrenia at the same time. Some victims end up developing real schizophrenic disorders, and this is one of the reasons for the silence regarding the existence of MKTECH in the last 50 years. A number of reports concerning the use of this technology worldwide are coming to the fore from people who have had their lives completely torn apart by this technology that destroys the human being's cognitive process. Now, think about the use of MR combined with microwave voice in perfect sync and without interruptions. Let's see what can be done with this combination. From then on, the technology starts to live up to its name, mind control technology. Welcome to the definitive MKTECH technology, SynTel, synthetic electronic telepathy, a factor of cognitive terror. The final frontier between the complete destruction of the human intellect and freedom, the mental privacy of the democratic society as we know it.